Grape nuts. Does the time that goes by matter meaningfully on whether MMTLP can resume 2 more days of trading down the line? Um, I mean, this is the argument that Rosa was making in her lawsuit was that time is of the essence. It's imperative that we get those 2 days back before any other moves get made. And I think she argued it well, and I think the judge just didn't do his job. The judge was like, "Meh, I don't want to deal with this." And I think it's going to bite him in the butt because I think very likely if it goes in front of, if she has to appeal and it goes in front of a panel at the appellate court's going to be like, "Hey, judge, do your job." And no judge wants to have that come back down on them. So hopefully he's shaping up and actually reading the documents and the evidence and going, "Oh, wait a minute, FINRA did a bad thing. Maybe, just maybe, we should allow them to get sued." And that's what we're hoping for. BTW Brand says 95% chance it trades again, in my opinion. It'll be fine. Reserving the 5% for a government payout, the length of time it takes does nothing to invalidate the mistake that was made. It's true. The mistake was made. They're hoping that time just fades everything out and we no longer think about it. But we're 2 months in and the anger is still very palpable. So we haven't stopped being annoying as hell. I mean, we'll do this for a decade. And they'll be like, "Oh my God, would you just trade stupid stocks? I don't have to deal with these people anymore." Every single person who works at a phone bank, at a broker, FINRA, SEC, all of them want us to go away. There's only one thing that'll make us go away: trade. 2 more days of trading, close those positions, and we're gone, right? Those who want to keep it, keep it. Those who want to sell are able to sell, and we're out, right? Ron Johnson, some of us at work were speculating that the relative silence from FINRA and the brokers keeping the placeholders active, the trading will be granted. Opinions. I think it's because they know they don't have a strong footing in a lawsuit. And they're going to be required to not change or touch anything. And so that's why if you call FINRA and you ask them about MMTLP, they go, "I'm going to hang up on you now." Because they can't give any fodder towards the lawsuit. They just got to zip it shut. Because it's sitting in federal court. And yes, Rosa is a young attorney without the most experience in the world, but she's not wrong. And any judge worth their salt who will actually read through the documentation and get to know the story will be like, "Oh yeah, this is messed up." Right? I mean, you can explain the situation to pretty much anyone, and only the worst shills you know will be like, "They're a right to close it." And those people don't have any friends anyway. So why would you listen to them? And like the few that were touting that stuff, like Dave Lauer was like, FINRA was right. And after talking to me and after talking to Rosa, he was like, "Oh, I get it now. No, FINRA wasn't right." So that's doesn't take much to make people go, "Oh yeah, this is a messed up system." Does not seem like they did that in good faith. So FINRA's argument is totally weak. Their argument is basically, what we did to help you. And when we're like, "No, you hurt us," they're like, you can't do anything about it. Only the SEC can. It's like, okay, so you didn't do it right, but we can't point it out. The SEC has to point it out. And if the SEC doesn't bother pointing it out, then you got away with it. And FINRA basically like, yeah, that's the cusp of their entire argument. Didn't FINRA tweet today? FINRA did tweet today. Their first tweet since December 20th, somewhere on there. Angela Torrones. Houston, I've basically been on one long drunken bender since we got screwed out of MMTLP. What have I missed since then? Any updates? The updates we have is we're waiting for court, waiting for the judge to do something. And we're going, "Judge, do something." There's Rosa will probably file again. I texted her on a Wednesday. We texted back and forth a bit. She's busy. She is just crazy busy. She's got all her work she's got to do, regular work. She's trying to cram and study for the Texas bar exam so she can pass that bar exam and practice law in Texas as well. Because there's a large Muslim population in Texas, and she kind of specializes volunteering to do estate planning for Muslims, because there's certain rules in Islam where like you can't charge interest rates and stuff like that. So they want to make sure if someone's doing estate planning that they follow the tenets of their faith. So she's hoping to be able to spend time volunteering in Texas doing that for the communities there. She's got to pass the Texas bar exam to do that, and the bar exam is something that is held like every 6 months. So she has that set time. She's got to do it. She's got to study, and she also has to file her response to the response to her response. Uh, and in that, it sounds like she'll likely point out that FINRA lied in their responses, largely focused on the fact that they kept claiming that they deleted the ticker, and they've never deleted the ticker. Like, we can't do anything, Your Honor. The ticker's been deleted. We just can't do it. And she's going to point out that, no, the ticker still exists. You never issued a D1 deletion order. That's why it's still there. That's why I can search it and it pops up on the internet still, because the ticker is still there. You lied to the court, and I want sanctions. So that's what it sounds like she's going to be doing. So she's going to be focusing on that. I just don't know when she could have written it by now. I have no idea when it's going to get submitted. She's just a busy lady. So we're lucky that we have such a type A who will bite off such a large task, but she'll get it done. I got faith in her.